Hi again, and welcome to the very first monday.com AI Summit, where we're not just talking about AI, we're putting it to work. I'm so happy to see people joining from so many different places and industries. It's great to have such a diverse group here as we explore how AI can drive real impact across all kinds of teams and workflows. I'm Omel from the Monday Academy team, and I couldn't be more excited to kick off this event with all of you. Today, we're diving into a game-changing shift in the way we work, one that's not just about new technology, but about real, tangible impact on the way teams and organizations operate every single day. Let's be real, AI is everywhere. It's in our feeds, in our inboxes, even in our coffee machines. Well, soon enough, probably. But with all the buzz and noise, one thing is clear. AI is only as powerful as the way we use it. You're probably familiar with the experience of trying to write a prompt to assist you, but without knowing the basics, it can be a challenge to use AI in a way that makes sense and brings value. And that's exactly what we're here to explore. At monday.com, our approach is simple. AI should work for you, not the other way around. We're making AI accessible to everyone, whether you're a data scientist, a marketing lead, or running operations for a global team. No complex setups, no technical barriers, just AI built right into the place where work happens. So, what does that actually mean? It means AI that takes work off your plate so you can focus on the big picture. AI that anticipates your needs so you can stay ahead of the curve. And AI that turns ideas into action, faster, smarter, and with less effort. Today you'll see all of this in action, and because we practice what we preach, we gather data from your registration forms, using AI of course, to understand what you'd like to see in this summit. The vast majority of you highlighted the need for actual learning on how to use AI within monday.com. So we have an incredible lineup of speakers, real-world use cases and how-tos, and deep dives into how companies, just like yours, are using AI to solve real business challenges. So get ready for an exciting ride. Before we jump in case you haven't noticed, you're all llamas. That's because we're hosting today's summit in the Monday Mansion, a new virtual space for companies to host and engage with their audience in online events. So while you're listening to our speakers, you are welcome to walk around, interact with each other, or visit some booths to learn about some cool AI opportunities, like our new Academy course, How to Earn an Official AI Badge, our new AI community, AI-generated social posts, and much more. And here's a brief intro to how you can communicate with us and with one another. In the bottom left corner of the mention screen, you can see 4 channels available. In the room chat channel, you can answer any questions we ask you during our presentation, just like you would if we were all together in a conference room. Next is the Q&A channel, where you're welcome to ask any questions you have while we're presenting. Our support team will be happy to assist and answer throughout the event. You also have the technical support channel, where you can let us know if you're having any technical difficulties within the Monday Mansion. Lastly, the AI Legal and Security Q&A is the place for questions on legal and security topics. Our team of specialists is at your disposal for any questions you may have. And don't worry about taking notes, you will all receive an email with a recording of today's session to rewatch on demand or share with your coworkers. We're almost ready to start. Before we do, be sure to stick around until the end. We'll have a fun activity and an AI surprise. Now let's get started. Our first session is all about our vision for the future of AI at work. Joining me is Asaf Elovic, Director of AI at monday.com, who's going to walk us through where AI is at in terms of work and where we see it's headed. Enjoy the summit.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the AI Summit. My name is Asaf, and I'm the AI Director at monday.com. Now, I've been in the AI space for over a decade now, and it's been such a magical journey, going through the early stages of AI barely working to what we see today. On this journey, I've been building AI in many public companies, including my own startups, advising, mentoring, also lecturing about it. Now, I don't know about you, but I check Twitter every day. I'm addicted, especially to see AI advancements, which happen every second. And when you look at Twitter, it feels like AI is everywhere, and everyone is using it. And there's almost this FOMO feeling of being behind. Now, I have a surprising fact for you. That's actually not the case. When we look at AI and adoption and employee adoption of AI, we actually learned that 80% of employees do not use AI in their daily work. Surprising, right? And even more so, when it comes to enterprise, only 45% use AI. Again, super surprising, right? So where's the gap? Why is this happening? And this is something that has been really on our minds for the past year because of the gap that I mentioned earlier. So let's talk about a few of those reasons. So number one, for many, it's still very complex. Now, this is a very important point because, when you look at all these AI announcements and updates, many times they talk about this new AI capabilities or better models or better technology. But what we've learned at Monday and how we're tackling AI is that it's not about technology, it's about trust. It's about how do you as users feel control, feel that you understand how to work with AI. And this is one very important point that we still see a gap. We still see many products out there focusing on capabilities rather than how are they incorporated into our day-to-day workflows. And this brings me to the second point. They're not. And I'll give you one simple example because I assume everyone watching this, or at least most, I hope so, have at least talked with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, in many cases, as an employee or a business, you work on something internally, and then you want to use AI for something, then you go out, you talk with ChatGPT, you get a response, you copy it, then you go back into your workflow, and this entire process might be simple with how I explained it, but it becomes very, very complex when that actual use of AI required understanding the context of your business and maybe other information in the environment that is not aware of. So the quality is poor. You had to go to external sources from your day-to-day workflow, and eventually that's why we believe it's hurting adoption. Now, in that same example, you just took company information and you used it externally. And for this reason, many companies and businesses are still very concerned about security and privacy of using AI. And there's also a lot of uncertainty of, okay, what is that AI going to do with my information, right? And surprisingly, while AI should be a superpower and something you should be proud of showing how you're leveraging AI to be faster and better at your work, still many perceive it as something that could be perceived as lazy. Now, why is that? Because AI is so powerful, it actually can do a lot of our day-to-day iterative tasks, maybe working too much for me to an extent that maybe I'm too lazy to do it myself. So these are valid reasons, but definitely they should be addressed because we understand how powerful AI could be for your business. And at Monday, we believe that it's much more than automating your workflow. It's about augmenting you and your day-to-day work. This is what we're trying to do at Monday. We're trying to build AI that works for you and just makes your life much easier. And we really think we nailed it. And I'm going to show you today a bit of how we're actually doing it. And let's take one example. And today is going to be full of so many use cases and examples that our top leaders and people within Monday are going to show you actual use cases and what people are doing with AI on Monday. But just to give you a glimpse of what I'm talking about, let's take an example of a small business. And now the small business you can see here has a challenge. They want to expand globally with their marketing outreach. But as you know, small businesses, you have limited resources. I know 2 languages, and I don't know about you, but I know how to maybe translate one to the second and vice versa. If I was without AI as a small business, I would probably be in one of 2 options. Either I have the budgets, very big budgets by the way, and then I would have to now go find an outsource to kind of help me do global localization to my marketing strategy, or I would just give up because I don't have the budget. With Monday AI, you can now, with very minimal budget, solve that instantly. All you have to do is define on your Monday board the different types of localization requirements you want to create out of your original marketing campaign document. And you can instantly, within seconds, have a campaign for every single language out of hundreds of different languages that you desire. So you might be thinking, well, there's Google Translate, and translation there's been tools for that for years, right? But with the AI that we've been building, it's much more than just translating. When we translate with Translate AI block, our AI block can take into consideration your environment, the context, the type of tone, your brand voice. All of those come into consideration when we actually generate and create the localization for you. So it's much more powerful in translation, and this is why we're calling it Smart Translate. Now, as I said earlier, we're not just talking in theory. Everything I showed you, and much more that you're going to see today, is our actual users already seeing the value of what we've built. And just a few examples of quotes from them. Some state it as a game changer. Others see it as something that's redefining their processes as something that is huge for them. And we would love for you as well to try AI and tell us what you think about it. So we talked about what we have now, but let's talk about the future. AI is not just about workflows and automating iterative tasks, right? That is something that we've discussed. AI is much more. AI can actually help achieve problems that could not be achieved with people. And I'll give you one example. Imagine detecting risks across hundreds, if maybe not thousands of projects happening globally across hundreds of teams with status updates changing almost instantly. AI can take all that knowledge, as we showed earlier, and it can actually give you in real time, instantly, any risk that it finds in your projects. Now, yes, it could be done with people, but maybe if there were 200 people refreshing Monday boards every second and constantly staying in track across globally and making sure that all those risks are actually prioritized and updated. So that is just one example of what AI can do to unlock human capabilities to the next step. And Risk Analyzer, which I just described, is an actual feature that we've recently released at Monday AI. And lastly, AI can infinitely scale your business for you. Imagine an infinite digital workforce working across the clock to scale up your business in ways that you could never have achieved before. Now look, we talked about a lot of different barriers for adoption, how we at Monday are trying to solve those barriers. And I know that in some cases it could even be scary. But I want you to think about not the risk of working with AI, but rather the risk of not working with AI. And I want you to imagine a future which is not that far. Imagine going half a year forward. And now all your competitors are using AI except you. Where does that leave you in terms of competitive advantage, right? So we're so excited, and we strongly believe that with Monday AI, you're going to be at the edge of where you can be as a business and unlock all your potential. And one last thing, we want AI to work for you. We don't want you to work around making AI work. We want it to just simply work for you so that it can really unlock your business potential and value. We want AI to be integrated into your workflows so that it's as seamless as possible for you to incorporate AI into your business. And this is what Monday AI is all about. So super excited for you to join us in the AI Summit, and let's dive in to all the amazing things we have planned today. Thank you.
Thank you, Asaf. All right, so now that we've explored the bigger picture of AI and the opportunities it brings, it's time to bring it down to earth. I'm excited to introduce Or Friedman from the product team, who's been leading the charge on integrating AI directly into the platform in a way that's simple, smart, and useful. Or is going to walk you through exactly how AI works within monday.com, how you can start using it today, and some powerful ways it can make your work faster, easier, and even a little more fun. So with that, Or, take it away.
Hi everyone, super excited to be with you today and share with you our AI offering. My name is Or Friedman. I'm the AI product group lead, leading the AI initiatives in Monday in the last 2 years, and super excited to be with you today and share with you everything we are doing and helping you to use it. So before speaking about our offering, a bit about our approach and how we came to this offering. So we all know that AI is a transformative technology. It really changes things, and not only changing existing workflows or way that we work, but also create new opportunities, new ways of work. And with this mindset, I want to welcome you to imagine a team member that is part of your team. And this team member, which in this case is the AI, knows everything. It knows, for example, to generate reports in the last 3 quarters just in 1 second and to say what is the performance of your team. It can adjust and learn from time to time and understand that, for example, myself, I want to get the report in a certain way. I want to get first the data and then the qualitative insights, and this is how I like to work, but it adjusted with me. And of course, it can handle infinite workload. Unlike people that we have only 24 hours a day, he can do really everything. And let's think that I want to take this report, translate it to 5 different languages and share it with my colleagues, just really in a matter of a click. So with this mindset of a new team member that we have today, I want to explain where we see the potential of AI and Monday. So in general, in Monday, we really believe in democratization of software, in allowing people to do complicated things or technical things in an easy way, and we're doing it again with AI. And when we think on why we believe that the combination of AI and Monday is amazing, there are 3 main reasons. The first one, Monday is really in the core of your business. No matter what is the vertical or department you are working with, we have your data, and the combination of data and AI, this is where the magic happens, and this is where we see our advantage. Second one, we believe that access AI where you are, where you work. People want to get AI where they are working. They want to get AI in their boards or in their workflows, and not just to use AI in an external platform or just to speak with it in a conversational interface. They want it embedded in their day-to-day. And last one, but super important for us as Monday, is to create product that people love to use, super easy to use, super comfortable to use, and I will gonna show you how it looks like really soon. Just to wrap up this section, a quote from our CEO, Roy Mann, on how he sees AI. So we really believe now that we are turning technology that everyone needs to something that people can actually use. And with this mindset, we are working every day to create new AI experiences and new AI values for you. So I want now to share with you how we see the AI offering. Like every good thing, we split it into 3 different pillars. First pillar is the AI blocks. AI blocks are our building blocks that helping you to enhance or to improve your current workflow and to make it more efficient. This is where we are going to deep dive in this session. Second one, we have the product power-ups. In each one of our WorkOS products, CRM, dev, service, and work management, we are taking the most complicated problems to solve that were not possible to solve before without AI and solve them. And last one, and this one we are going to reveal today and super excited about it, is the digital workforce, or in other words, Monday AI agents that will help you to do some work for you. So now let's deep dive into AI blocks. When we think on the AI blocks, we think on the most common actions that everyone wants to do with AI. And in our approach, instead of writing the prompts and understand all the technical stuff behind them, we really packaged everything for you. So when you think on AI block, think on what is the input you want to act upon. For example, you have your incoming email, you have a file you want to process, you have a form, and then you have the AI action you want to do. So for example, you want to summarize it, you want to classify it, you want to extract information out of it. And then you have the output, where you want the data to be. You can have like to generate a document, to generate email, or to get information in a new column in your board. So all these options we call AI blocks. And while today all the actions that you can see here are working on item level, you can see a glimpse to our exciting roadmap where we are going to allow it also on column level and board level, really to allow you to get the maximum value from AI. And where we can find those AI blocks, so basically we can find them everywhere. But the first place I recommend you to start use it, if you didn't so far, is from the columns. The columns are super easy entry point to use. Just add a new AI column or fill existing column. Super easy to use, same thing that you are adding or configuring existing columns. After experimenting a bit with the columns, once you want to create more robust workflows, you have the known automation center where it allows you to create complete workflow and integrate AI actions or AI blocks as part of it. And of course, we have the Monday workflows to allow you to create business workflows together with AI actions. So this is where you can find the AI blocks. Next pillar is about the product power-ups. First one I want to share with you today, and we introduced it recently, is about the risk analyzer for portfolio management. And this one is super exciting because think about the problem or the challenge of portfolio manager that tracks dozens of projects and need to understand what are the risks in each one of the projects. And now with the AI risk analyzer, we are just popping up those risks for the portfolio manager and helping them to manage it and eventually act upon. So this is like one example for power-up that we have in more work management, but expect to see more power-ups in each one of our WorkOS products, work management, CRM, dev, and service. And last one, and the one that we're going to reveal today, is about the digital workforce. Digital workforce, and here you can see a glimpse for a list of workers that you are going to see. So for the digital workers, what we are going to offer is a marketplace of different workers in different verticals, including Monday Expert that we are going to explore today. You will be able to add them to your account and let them to do some actual work for you. Last part, but super important in this section, I want to explain you how we build AI that you really can trust. And from conversation with everyone sees the potential of AI and the value of AI, but people also want to see where is their data and make sure that we keep it. And I really want to assure you and promise you that we are taking all the consideration, all the procedures to make sure that your data is safe with us. We are working only with trusted vendors. We are not training your data, not sharing it between different accounts and different customers. We are taking all the security controls and ethical controls to make sure that you can really work with our AI offering as part of your Monday account and enjoy it. And all the details about the security and trust is part of our Trust Center in the website and also in our knowledge base. So just wrapping up this section, really enjoy to be with you today. Looking forward to see everything that you are building with AI. Thank you so much and enjoy from the rest of the session.
Thank you, Or. We're going to pass the torch to Mia, Ron, and Tal, who will each walk us through a real-life use case, demonstrating how AI can be used in different verticals and industries within the platform. These aren't just examples. They'll show you how AI can be seamlessly incorporated into your day-to-day workflows, no matter your role or industry. You'll see exactly how it can help save time, reduce manual effort, and let you focus on the work that really matters. Mia, the stage is yours.
Hi, I'm Mia, a Customer Experience Manager here at monday.com, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. In this session, we'll explore an HR use case that highlights how AI can transform workflows, eliminating manual tasks, accelerating processes, and improving overall efficiency. While we'll focus on HR, the power of these AI-driven capabilities extends far beyond. The same principles can be applied across departments, from sales and marketing to operations and beyond. You're here because you're the experts in your fields. As we go through this, think about how these solutions can be adapted to your own work to drive impact where it matters most. So let's dive in. I want to introduce you to Smart Start Innovations, a high-tech startup looking to build its team. But like many growing companies, their HR department faced major challenges: scattered applicant data, slow task management, and inefficiencies in tracking key hiring metrics. Today, we'll see how Smart Start Innovations can streamline their entire workflow using monday.com's latest AI-powered capabilities and save tons of time. I'll walk you through each stage so you can see for yourselves the impact of Monday's AI. Imagine receiving hundreds of resumes and having to manually scan through each one just to pull out key details: names, contact info, job positions, and more. It's time-consuming and repetitive. Now, with the AI feature of being able to use a file column as input for extract and custom AI prompts, that entire process is automated. Instead of opening and reading every document, AI does the work for you, scanning resumes, applications, or any uploaded files, and instantly extracts the key information into structured columns in monday.com. At Smart Start Innovations, the HR team faced this exact challenge. But with this feature, they completely transform their hiring process. Not only does AI scan and summarize key details from resumes, but it also extracts insights, such as previous job experience, potential skills based on past roles. So let's see what this looks like. Here we have a form that applicants use to fill out to apply for the job. They use this form, apply for the job, and an item is created on the applications board for HR. Here we can see the applications board, and in the applications board we have a files column. In the files column we have our CVs. In the past you would have to click into the CV, scroll through, pull out the information you need, but now AI does that all for you. So we'll now use AI to summarize these previous job experiences, as we already have the name and email from the application itself, but next time we don't even need to include those questions on the application. Things like name and email can be pulled from the CV with AI as well. So we'll go ahead, add in an extract from file column. We'll use the CV as the file, and we'll add in a custom prompt to say, please summarize past job experiences. We'll rename the column, and there you have it. It summarizes all of the previous jobs for you. Now let's take it one step higher. We can now add in another extract from file column, and we can pull actual insights. We can say, please list potential skills that this applicant may have. So we'll just type that into the custom prompt. We'll see the preview so we can make sure that it's giving us exactly what we want. We'll click Save and Apply to make sure that it applies to all of the previous items. And there you go. Actual insights pulled right from the CV without having to even click into it. Look how easy that was. A quick list, it's all summarized, and we are good to go. Now the applicant details are neatly sorted, the next task is assigning the right interviewer. Manually selecting an interviewer for each candidate can be time-consuming, but with the AI person assignment feature, that process is now fully automated as well. AI can dynamically assign interviewers based on key criteria, like the job the applicant is applying for, or skills in common between the interviewer and the applicant. This ensures a faster, more efficient hiring process. Let's take a look at how this works in action for Smart Start. So we have a people column that will help us assign the interviewer for every applicant that applies. Here, this is just a regular person column. We can click on the three dots in the top right corner, and then we're going to assign based on AI, and we're going to assign that person. You can type in a custom prompt, so we'll go ahead and add in Sarah. Let's say Sarah is a sales expert. We'll type in sales expert, and then any person applying for the job of a salesperson will then be automatically assigned to Sarah. And I just want to say, there's so many options and so many ways to customize this to fit your specific needs, whatever they may be, no matter how complex. So with the pre-interview stage now optimized, let's dive into the next phase of the hiring process and explore a feature that will enhance the interview process itself. Here we can see tons of updates from many different interviewers interviewing at different stages along the way. Keeping track of notes and key insights is crucial for making informed decisions. However, interviewers often write a lot of things in the update section, sometimes in multiple updates, and often from different interviewers in different stages of the process. This can make it difficult to pull together a clear, structured summary of the interview. With the new AI Task Item Updates action, AI steps in to streamline this process. It scans through the updates section, extracting key details, and automatically summarizes them in a dedicated column. Whether it's a series of scattered updates or a long list of thoughts, they're all captured and organized into a clean, structured summary. At SmartStart Innovations, the HR team used to struggle with a similar issue. Now, with the AI Task Item Updates action, this problem has been solved. Let's see how this works in action. Here we see notes from different interviewers from different stages in the process. Then we can just add in a Summarize Updates column, which will just summarize all of the updates in the updates section, all of the different notes from all of the different people, clear, concise, all in one place. And while we could have used a custom AI prompt for this, the Summarize Updates option makes AI more accessible, easy to find, and easy to use to get you what you're looking for right away. So now we have a very clear, easy to read, concise summary of the interview. Let's move on to the next stage. So far, we've tackled some of the biggest challenges in the HR hiring process, but we're not done yet. Now, moving into a feature that takes the post-interview process to new heights. When it comes to finalizing a job offer, one of the most important details is compensation. HR teams often need to compare an applicant's expected salary with the actual offer. But doing this manually for every candidate can be time-consuming and prone to errors. Now, with AI math calculations, once more, this process is completely automated. The system can instantly calculate the difference between an applicant's expected salary and the final offer, ensuring accuracy and saving HR from time-consuming manual work. And SmartStart will be able to use this to calculate and then notify based on that change in column. This brings a long-awaited improvement, finally enabling a formula-like column to trigger automations. Let's see how it works in action. Here we have our accepted applicants board, and we see the expected salary and the real salary. So the next step is to use this AI math calculation feature to calculate the difference between the expected salary of the applicant and what is actually being offered. We'll then use that to notify the applicant. So we're going to go ahead and add in a custom AI prompt column. And we're going to type in subtract the expected salary from the real salary and show the result with a US dollar sign in front of it. And then we can go ahead and change the title of the column to difference in salary and expectation and salary offered. So once that's all set up, you'll see that in the column, you'll see the difference, and then we can create an automation by just clicking on the automate button, adding a new automation, and we can create an automation that when the column changes and use that AI column as the trigger, then we'll notify the applicant. So we'll notify them, we'll just type in a message, you've been accepted, congratulations, and we can even use that number that we got from the calculation in the acceptance email, and there you go. For the HR department at SmartStart Innovation, this saved a ton of time and manual processes. And for you guys, monday.com users, this unlocks new possibilities beyond hiring, bringing AI-powered calculations into any workflow that requires financial comparisons, approvals, or automated decision-making. With this, teams can save time, reduce errors, and streamline processes like never before. Now that we've covered the HR use case, I'll hand it over to Ron, who will walk you through a powerful marketing use case that showcases even more of our AI capabilities. Ron, take it away.
Hi, thank you for joining. My name is Ron, and I'm a Senior Implementation Consultant here at monday.com, and I'm very happy to be here today. In this use case, I would like to show you how AI can simplify the work and save a lot of time for marketing teams that provide either internal or external marketing services. In this use case, we have a marketing team that is responsible for producing social media posts based on a brief request so that the post will fit the different needs of the different social media platforms. So first of all, here we can see all the incoming requests. You can get them through the form, so this is a very nice way to gather requests either from external people or from internal people that already have a Monday user, just using the form. So all the requests are being documented here, so we can see the request, who requested them, the requested date, the platform, the priority, and of course the brief with all the details and the exact requirements basically for the brief. Then we can see the brief detailed summary in a very similar way, and that can be generated using AI like we saw before on the HR use case. And then we have the generate post button that will generate the result of the post based on the brief. And here we can see the suggested post for the different medias. So based on the type of media that were chosen, either Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook, we will get a different result. So for example, for Twitter, we're going to get something that is much shorter. For Instagram, Facebook, we're going to get something that is more promotional. And for LinkedIn, we're going to get something that is more professional. Now I would like to show you how we generated that post using that button. So first of all, I wanted to give a short overview of what the Monday workflow is basically. So the workflow builder is an easy way to automate a workflow on monday.com. It's an enterprise feature that incorporates automation and integrations and allow you to utilize these tools in automatic process across multiple boards and workspaces, including complex scenarios and decision trees. So you can see here how the workflow looks. It starts by clicking the button. So that's the first activity. That's basically what triggers the creation of the workflow. So we can see here, first of all, the campaign, request, and planning board. So this is the board that we refer to because, as I mentioned before, it can be relayed to multiple boards and workspaces. And then the column is generate post, which is our button. Now, once this button is clicked, we get the information about the relevant item, and then we have the decision tree. So if the status matches, and we have all the different branches. So if I'll zoom out a little bit, you will see here the options that we have, either LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And if I open one of the AI blocks, you will see that the action is writing the summary with AI. And then I have all the instructions and I can see the tone. So specifically for LinkedIn, the tone is professional and the length, keep it brief. For Facebook, the tone is promotional and the length up to 1 paragraph. For Instagram, the tone is confident and the length is up to 1 paragraph. And for Twitter, when we need something short that catches the eye, the tone is casual and the length is about a sentence. And then once we got that information using the AI, we use the block of changing column value to get that information into our column. So again, our same board, same item. The column that we're going to fill in will be suggested posts for media, and the result will be the result that the AI generated in step 4. And once we have that, everything will run automatically. And I would like to show you how to create it yourself. So first of all, if you want to create a new workflow, you click on the plus option, and then you choose a new workflow. It can either be main or private like any other board. And then we're going to need to set up the first activity that generates the workflow, that triggers the action. In our case, is the clicking of a button. So when button is clicked, then I choose the board, campaign, request, and planning, and the column will be our button. Then the next activity will be an action to get the item data, because we need to see all the different statuses coming from this specific item. So now I can use the multi-branch condition. If status matches, my status column will be platform, and then I'll put all the options. LinkedIn, Facebook, I can add conditions. So Instagram and Twitter. And now I can build all the different branches. So here, I'm going to use an action. I'm going to look for an AI activity, write with AI. I'm going to put here, of course, all the instructions, the tone, the length, and everything. And then I'm going to use an activity, an action of changing a column value. Now the column that I'm going to change will be suggested post for media, and the value will be the value coming from step 4. So the result that the AI generated. And once I will complete all the branches and all the settings, I will be able to save and the workflow will run. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you on the board, if we go back here, is that once we get that result using AI, we can even super easily translate that using AI. So we got it in English, of course, and then if I click on the customize here, I can see that I can also translate using an AI action. So the AI action will be translation. The text to translate will be the suggested post for the media, that column that we got using the workflow, and then the language. So I can easily choose any language that I want. Then I will be able to see here on the right side the preview. So based on the item that I'm choosing, I can see what it will generate for each item, and then I can save, and that will be generated for all the board. And now Tal will present the next use case. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about our RFQ process. The process actually begins with us getting an incoming email. The email represents a request coming in from one of our customers to perform a shipment process. For example, I would like to request a shipment to take place. I would like to send out a package with a specific weight and dimension to my destination. That email that is incoming into our actual board is going to create an item for us to start working on this request. Here we go. The item has been created and we are already extracting data out of it. That includes the actual attachment coming in and placing that into the emails files column. Once we have that in place, our AI kicks in and starts taking the relevant information out of the document. For example, the dimensions of the package, how many packages we would like to send out, the weight, the timeline to do that, and of course the location and destination to perform the shipment. How do we actually do that? It's pretty much easy. We simply go into the three dots of one of the columns, let's say the weight. We go to the three dots and actually select the fill in with AI option. Once we have that in place, we simply map out the relevant files column and say which relevant information we would like to extract from this document. We also have a preview for the first 5 items in our board, and we can select a checkbox to apply those different settings across all the items in our board. Now, what happens when we have a no information coming in? So let's say one of the information is missing. We find a no result option. We flag it back to the customer so they would know they need to send out an email to the requester telling them, hey, we're missing some data and we cannot move with the process until we have that. Great, now once this process has been completed, we're going into our different vendors, communicating back and forth to get the lowest offer possible for our client. Now that means we are automatically generating these emails to be sent out to our vendors to get their reply back. Once we have all the replies coming back, we actually extract the lowest offering out of it into a dedicated column. We also have kind of a summary TLDR column to let us know of all the communication back and forth between us, the agents, and the different vendors. Once we have all of this information in place, we are also able to attach documents to a dedicated files column and extract the lowest offer from an individual file. So let's say that, for example, we are going to attach a document here that we have received from one of the vendors, and we can then attach the actual number, the lowest offer, to a dedicated column. Here we go. We can see the lowest offer coming in, and if we open the document, we can see the lowest offer is 120 euros, which is the exact number that was extracted as the lowest offer. We can do that by different incoming files, or we can do that by different incoming emails from different vendors where we would like to then compare them and provide the relevant lowest offer for our customer. Once we have that in place, we are moving to the shipment process. This is where we are actually getting some documents for the actual shipment process. We will use the automation to basically tell the AI what type of information we would like to extract from these documents. We will guide the AI where to find those different pieces of information and where to place them. As we can see here in this example, we are telling the AI exactly where to find the relevant information. So this document has a different structure to it. We are censoring it for the privacy of the customer, but as we can see, all the different columns are then being extracted with the relevant information out of it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Miaran and Tal, for showing us how AI can be put to work within the Monday platform. From working closely with many of you, our users, what stands out the most to me is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to AI. The real magic happens when you truly understand your team's unique processes, what takes time, what's repetitive, and where decisions can be made more efficiently. That's when AI becomes a real teammate, automating the right things at the right time so you can focus on the decisions that matter the most. And now, it's time for something brand new. I'm thrilled to introduce Amir Klein from the AI product team, who's here to show you the next evolution of our AI offering, our first digital worker.
Hey everyone, I'm going to walk you through our first digital worker here at monday.com. First and foremost, a quick introduction. I'm Amir, product manager here at Monday on the AI team, and I'm excited to walk you through some of the work that we're doing and show you a little sneak peek of our first digital worker. In the previous sessions, we spoke about the AI blocks and the product power-ups. Here we're going to focus on the digital workforce, which are basically just human work done by digital workers. It's important to stress here that digital workers aren't just task-oriented workers, ones that you just delegate specific things to do. They're workers that own the entire workflow. Imagine adding somebody to your team and having them do something from end to end. So kind of diving a little bit into depth. Digital workers, they own the workflow in the sense that they do the work. They don't just provide suggestions, they actually do real actions. They scale your impact, so they'll automate repetitive tasks. They'll optimize your workflow and their workflow, and they move super quickly. They adapt to you, so they're context aware and super customizable to make sure that it's tailored to exactly what you need and personalized to what you're seeking to achieve here. And lastly, they're built into your flow, so we're not trying to make you go outside of your way, but they meet you exactly where you're working. So let's walk into our first digital worker, which we're excited to introduce you. So here's Monday Expert, basically your board's brain. So it's your sidekick for any single board. It works on single boards currently, and it's there to help you maximize your work. You describe what you want it to do, and the Monday Expert then builds it. And also, it services super valuable insights on demand. And we're gonna walk through here exactly how that's done. Here, we access Monday Expert from the top panel on the start. The chat opens up, and we start giving it context here. So I'm going to explain to you here that I'm a project manager, and I was given a business case from my engineering team. I need its help now to process this business case, translate into a project plan, which can then be implemented here onto this Monday board. So I'm giving it some sort of outline and background, letting it know what it needs to do, and clarifying that it understood me. It got back to me and said that it understood me. So now I'm going to go to my business case that I got from engineers. It's about 5 pages long. I'm going to copy and paste this entire text that it has specific deliverables and timeframes and people and timelines that need to be done, and just paste it into here. So I copied and pasted that entire thing and have it process it. Now it's going to just delegate what it understood here onto this board. So it built out groups and applied items according to the business case that it understood. It's going to add the necessary columns that are relevant for us to track this project. So the person column, the date column, status. It's also going to provide the labels according to the project, according to the business plan, that would be necessary for me to now track it as in a project. It's now offering me follow-up suggestions. Do you want to add people or fill in the deadlines? It doesn't have the people here on this board, but I said, sure, go ahead and add the deadlines. And here we see that it added the deadlines according to the business case. Now I'm asking it if it can add now a priority status. It has all the context of the business case. So I assume that it would know now the priority of each of these items accordingly. So we see here that it added the priority status along with the values. And now I'm going to ask it a follow-up. Can you please now prioritize according to the business case here, and also explain to me the reason why you prioritized, so I can better understand how it's thinking and making sure that it's doing according to exactly what I need. So now we see that it delegated the priorities and explains here exactly why it gave it this prioritization. We see a whole description here that some of them are dependent on the other, and other phases need to be done before other ones, and therefore it gave it that priority. So now I'm going to ask it to add me a timeline column so I can track how long it's taking things to get done. So we see here that it adds a timeline column, and I'm going to now ask it to provide it timelines according to the groups. So now I'm going to break it down right here and say that the doc phase, which is the documentation phase, their time frame is from May 12th until June 16th, sorry. The pilot phase, which is the second group we see here, June 20th until August 1st, and then the final phase, design phase, from August 12th to October 11th. I'm going to ask it to now update all the timelines according to that request, and we see here that it does. Fantastic. This example here shows us how something that usually takes a long time and really difficult is doing it super quickly and at scale as well in batch actions.
Thank you so much, Monday Expert. And let's carry on to the next example.
Now I'm going to walk into another use case here. So here's my board of supply requests. I'm a company that provides supplies to different vendors, and I'm tracking everything, all the requests in this board here, dividing each group by month. We see here the status of the request, the priority, the quantity that the vendor requested, the request date, their due date, how much it costs us to supply this, the vendor that requested it, different equipment type, request ID, and any internal details that we might have on the specific equipment. So there's a lot of information here that I want Monday Expert to help me analyze. So I pull up Monday Expert from the top bar and I ask it a quick question. Can you tell me how many high priority items are stuck in March? It's going to think for a second and give us an answer. There's 3 of them: water pipes, plywood sheets, and wood panels. Out of these 3, I need to understand now which of them are the highest priority, because my team now needs to prioritize which one needs to be addressed today. So I wanted to take into account both the due date as well as the cost. So it's processing that information, taking these 3, listing to me now what their due date is and their costs, and it tells me bottom line here is that water pipes is the most urgent. They have the nearest due date and they have the highest cost for us. Fantastic. That's really helpful for my team to understand. Now I want to ask it some more additional questions. Here we see the due date and here we see the costs. So now I want to ask it some additional questions. So looking at February, I want to know which vendor had the most supplies needed and how much it cost us. I'm curious to then look at a report after I'm done with the month to report now to my manager and say, here is the highest cost vendor, and to learn from the future, how can we reduce that cost? We can anticipate orders like that as well. So it gives me a list of all the vendors and gives me a breakdown and says that fasteners had the highest cost. It took the quantity of supplies that it had and multiplied it by the cost and provided me that final number of 3,950. Now I want to make sure that we manage to get all of the requests done. We want to make sure that nothing is stuck there. I want to make sure that my team is on it and we're not now 1 month delayed on what is needed. So it's going to think for a second. It says, no, it's okay. It's been done. Nails and screws are marked as done. So there's nothing that's stuck from that vendor and we can feel comfortable with that. Fantastic. Super helpful. So now I had another question that I had now looking at this board with all this information. I want to know which items in March are missing a due date. Without a due date, it's going to be hard for my team to understand when this needs to be delivered. We know when it's requested, we need to know when it's delivered. It lists me these three items, and it's really, really important for me to understand now what's the total cost that it's costing us by not delivering this. Altogether, these supplies cost a certain amount of money. If we don't deliver, then it's going to be more expensive. So it took these 3 items, took their cost, added it all together, and gave me that output, $1,550. Okay, great. Now I want to know who their vendors are of each of these items. I want to make sure that we maintain a good relationship with our vendors. So it tells me exactly who these vendors are, so now I can make sure that we maintain a good relationship. I'm curious now if in February, have these vendors requested as well, and are they stuck at all? I want to make sure that we're not leaving anything behind, and that we're keeping a loyal and trusted business running. It says here that in February there isn't, so I said great, fantastic. And now in March, out of these 3, are any of them stuck? And it said yes, there are 2 that are stuck. One of them is done, the metalworks, and there's 2 that are stuck and being worked on. So I said, okay, fantastic. I now need to prioritize these 2 vendors to reach out to them and make sure my team is aware. So I need to get some sort of overview as to any internal information that's helpful for me to deliver to my team on those 2 requests. So it pulls information here from internal details and gives me a little blurb over here. Great, fantastic. Now just to put a nail in the pin here, I need to draft me up a 1 or 2 sentence message to my team about the urgency of these vendor requests while mentioning any details that could be relevant for them. So I want to make sure my team is on top of this, they're aware of it. I'm going to send it to any relevant channel that's necessary. So it pulls up here now a 2-sentence blurb with the necessary details and the context,
that I'm now going to take to my team. Thank you everybody for your time. This has been super exciting. Early access will be open up soon. Feel free to register, and we look forward to seeing what you do with Monday Expert.
Thank you so much, Amil. That was an amazing look into our AI digital workforce, definitely a powerful way to wrap up today's session. Seeing how AI can move from supporting tasks to actually owning end-to-end workflows really shows just how far we've come. Okay, we're almost done, but before I wrap up, we have a little surprise for you. As I mentioned, we practice what we preach, and we created a quick AI activity for you. Simply scan the QR code to fill out this form or via the link sent now in the chat, and we'll convert your answers into a personalized LinkedIn post, including a Summit participation diploma, directly to your email, only for those filling out the form. So today we focused on learning how AI can and should work for you and not the other way around. We started with our vision for the new standard of work, and then the AI team demonstrated how AI can be incorporated into your different use cases and workflows, and concluded with introducing our first digital worker. At your request, we focused on showing how AI capabilities can be used by all of you, easily and immediately based on your specific needs. If you want to deepen your understanding and knowledge of the Monday AI capabilities so you and your team can reduce as much manual work as possible, I'd recommend taking the Monday Academy's new AI lesson to receive an official AI badge you can add to your professional profiles. I shared the lesson in the chat, but we will also follow up with a link to the lesson alongside a recording of today's session shortly after the summit ends. And you're of course welcome to join our Monday AI community, a place to share use cases and ideas, ask questions, and more. As a former teacher and a member of the Monday Academy, I'm a firm believer in learning by doing. So go ahead, try out the different AI capabilities in Monday and see how they can enhance your workflows and reduce manual work. Thank you all for joining us today. I challenge you to add your first AI action as soon as we wrap up. Thank you.